What's up? 208, week 1 in the books. We are coming live to you right now on 9/9/25. We're rolling into week 2, getting you waiver wire pickups, maybe some drops, and a little bit of some news and a new segment we call Problems or Patience. So let's jump into it, gentlemen. Let's roll. Chance, yes, we did talk about that. The answer to your question, Chance, yes, we did talk about him, and we will bring him up later. Good to see you, fellas. Long week of football, NFL, some very, very good games. Gosh, I was very impressed by the Steelers-Jets game of all games. My Bears laid an egg again. Justin, same with Atlanta, maybe.
Hey, Victory Tuesday for this Bronco fan. Let's go.
That's what I was just going to say. So, hey, great to see everybody. If you're just catching into us, make sure you really hit the like button, sign in. You know all the things. Do the things. Take care of the things. Helps out the channel. So, let's jump right into it, fellas. Let's get into some news.
What's going on?
Justin, let's go ahead and hit us while I give us a little bit of background music going.
All right, I'll hit the positive stuff first. Jameson Williams signed a 3-year extension, which really surprised me. I did not think they were going to sign him to that big of a contract, which was a little weird. And then when I was driving home today for football practice, Christian Watson got a contract. Who's probably not going to play this year, but he got a 1-year extension for $13 million. A little strange, but
the best job ever.
Yeah, 2 wide receivers got paid, so there you go.
Hey, quick question with that, because I know that there's so much hype about Tesla, and he had an awesome touchdown catch.
Yep.
Does the JMO extension scare you guys at all about his hype? No?
Nope.
Not really.
No.
Okay.
I think he'll be fine. Yeah, he'll be fine.
I think he is what he is right now. He's a wide receiver 3. So in fantasy football, doesn't go wrong.
On a bad offense.
Oh, there it is. Too soon. Anyways, injuries. Brock Bowers, if you saw that hit, basically got the knees taken out from him. He said he's fine. Doesn't seem anything serious, but we'll see how that goes. George Kittle, probably the worst news all week, gets put on IR. So,
George Brittle.
Just a big shot. At least Chance said in our pre-meeting that, hey, at least he scored a touchdown before he got hurt. So thank you, George Kittle, for doing that. Jawad Jennings took a shoulder like every single other wide receiver does. He has a shoulder issue. We'll see what happens. Just keep an eye on that. Ricky Pearsall might be a league winner at this rate. And I think I was high on him. I don't know who else was high on him, but I was super excited for him to ball out. He's just really good. He's really good at late hands as a wide receiver.
Did you guys see how many touches CMC had? Do you guys see the number of touches he had? It was 31. 31 touches. And his highest average is 19 touches a game. Stupid.
They said he's siphoning off all the injured players.
Oh, so yeah, he is. He's just sucking them dry. Christian McDracula.
There you go. My boy, Matt's boy, Drake London with the shoulder. I think he's going to play. Pay attention to it. We still have Mooney still out. I hope they all both get to play against the Vikings on Sunday night. Should be a good game. Puka Nacua, dude, just a dog. He got absolutely annihilated in this game. Had to get stitches, cut his whole face open. He should be good. He came back. He had 10 catches on 11 targets for 130 yards. I think Stafford's okay. I was a little stressed about him. He seems okay. Xavier Worthy basically got deleted by Travis Kelce coming across the middle on a mesh concept. I think he might be done for the season. We will see what happens. Evan Ingram, maybe Chance could talk a little bit about him and his calf kind of going out there.
Yeah, so just a little calf injury. I mean, you could tell they switched in some of the other tight ends there. They're not super concerned about it, but they're monitoring it. He's still limited at practices. But, Evan Ingram, there's always an injury that pops up. He's just not a guy who stays super healthy all the time when you're that athletic. but they're not super concerned about it. Again, he'll be limited this week, and he'll probably be questionable going into this game against the Colts, but they don't expect it to be something super long-term.
Yep. And then just really quick to finish up, Brock Purdy has a toe and a shoulder. Roshan Johnson has a foot. Joe Mixon's still out. Will Shipley got hurt. We saw the Take Bigsby news where he got traded to the Eagles. We'll see how that goes.
Will Shipley has a rib fracture.
There you go. He's probably out for a while. Tajay Spears, again, still out. And then the last three, Christian Kirk. Chris Godwin is probably still going to be out. Brandon Ayuk. And then Isaiah Likely, who will probably still be out. So.
Yeah, and just for our viewers, this is nothing new to week 1 in the NFL. This is all part of the business. We see injuries, banged up injuries. Most of the time we don't see anything serious, but we do see this type of stuff every single year, especially now that players don't really hit as much as they used to in training camp. That's why they do those joint practices. But, now we're full go. Everybody's hyped up going. It's okay. Just be patient.
I feel like outside of George Kittle, which felt like a real Niners par for the course after the preseason we've had, it felt like a really good weekend injury-wise. Like, I feel like in years past, there's always been like a big one. But I feel like there's anything actually massive or altered the first weekend.
Yeah, for sure. Chance, we lost a little bit on the audio there, but Justin, we talked quite a bit about trades and how kind of like panic trading some, teams like, oh my gosh, I'm not a big fan of trades. And so really after week 3 or 4, but Justin, you want to give us some trades that you have seen already that are just kind of
Chance sent me a trade. He wanted me to open it live on air. So I'm going to do that for him just so I could.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. Makes me think a little bit. Okay.
It's worth a thought.
It's worth a thought. He said Waddle for Bill. And I love me some Waddle.
I know you love yourself some Waddle, and Miami is dysfunctional right now.
Yeah, they need to get rid of Tyreek. That's all I'm saying. All right, so the first trade that caught my eye again was on Twitter. It was just the Keep Trade Cut account put it out, and I just thought it was crazy. So this is all Dynasty, keep in mind. It was CJ Stroud and a second for Justin Fields.
What?
Yep.
My first reaction is what? And then my second reaction is, yeah. I'll be honest with you. I understand
Which way? Which way do you want that trade?
I kind of like the Justin Fields side of it. I kind of do. I mean, CJ Stroud, even after one game, and I understand it was the Rams defense, and the Rams defense is really, really good. Like they are a really good defense. But CJ Stroud looked lost again. Like I was really hoping he would show up and show out. But I don't know. He makes me so nervous. I mean, if you're a Nico Collins owner, that first game has to have you, on edge at least a little bit.
Yeah, I think Chance is right here. It all depends on which perspective you're going for. If you're wanting Fields for a long-term rebuild, no. If you're in a win now this year, I think that trade makes a ton of sense. I think Fields could win you a league.
Yeah, I still don't have any faith in Justin Fields, but that's just me. All right, here's one that can tug at Chance's heartstrings. So it's Justin Fields, Josh Downs, and a 2027 second. So we should know how valuable those 2027s are for Bo Nix.
Oof.
Yup.
Man, I love Bo Nix, man. And I want you to know I had tempered like I was working blacksmith overtime, tempering my heart for how that game was going to look. And it went exactly how I thought it was going to go. I was so ready for that offense to hit snag after snag and for Bo Nix to take a minute to settle down. I don't think that you're going to get returns on Bo Nix in fantasy until the second half of the year. I just don't think he's going to come out and ball out in the first half of the year like he did in the second half of the year. They've got a new scheme. They're doing the wide zone scheme that Sean Payton's implementing. And I only drafted Bo Nix in one league just to say I had a share. And it was my least, it's the league I care about the least, right? Because with as good as their defense is, they don't, I mean, look at that. They didn't need him to put up a ton of numbers for their defense to just smoke the Titans. Now, you're playing a rookie quarterback and nobody on the Titans can catch a ball. Thank goodness. But I really just think that Bo Nix is going to start this year really slow and people are going to lose a lot of faith in him. And he might win leagues at the end of the season. But if you're trying to stack wins early, I like the other side of that. I would trade away Bo Nix for that.
With that long-winded answer, what was the trade again?
It was Downs. It was Downs, Fields in a second for Bo Nix.
Yeah. Yeah, boy. I think I'm on the same page as Chance. It's a short answer.
And then
I just real quick, Justin Fields looked really good. He just looked good. He looked like everything I ever wanted him to look like as a prospect out of Ohio State. He looked like that.
I think he always starts off fast and then he just fades. I don't trust it. Okay, anyways. All right, here's a big one. That dude, Ibuka, and Bill for Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. Ibuka Bill. Ibuka Bill. Ibuka Bill all day.
I knew he was going to
That's easy. That's an easy one.
Is
Somebody's a Neighbors fan there.
I love Neighbors. I do love Neighbors.
I do too, but I'm getting really good value there with Ibuka, who could be
all right.
I might be crazy, but a top 5 wide receiver.
Pearsall for Travis Hunter in a second.
Are these, again, remind me, are these redraft or dynasty trades?
These are dynasty trades.
These are dynasty trades. Pearsall for Travis Hunter in a second.
Travis Hunter.
See, I'm glad you said that, Matt, because I land on Pearsall. I would take Ricky Pearsall in that trade.
Really?
I would. I think that, one, I'm trying to win games this season. Pearsall is a second-year wide receiver with nobody else. He's going to just absorb targets. Not only do I feel like I'm going to get more targets and more catches out of Ricky Pearsall, I don't have to worry about him playing two ways and losing snaps on the offense. I don't have to worry about that.
The reason why I say Travis Hunter, if my league allows him to play in the defensive spot, you get defensive points. Depending on your league, I want Travis Hunter. I do think Travis Hunter could be a top 12 wide receiver, depending on what goes on. I get a second out of it. I think we know what the ceiling is for Pearsall, but I don't know that we know what it is for Hunter yet. So yeah, I can understand both ways.
I guess I struggle with that. The Ricky Pearsall ended last year on an absolute hot streak. He was a stud.
That's his ceiling.
Yeah, it was a pretty good ceiling, man. That's some high ceilings for what Ricky Pearsall finished.
But if Travis Hunter has that and better, and I get a second out of it, I'll take Hunter. I just like Hunter better. Just me.
All right, here's my last one.
Hey, Lineberry, you gotta break that tie for us.
I'm keeping Travis Hunter.
Okay, I'm odd man out there.
It's no question for me. It's Travis Hunter's a dog. Okay, last one. This one's for Matt. Bretton Strange, who absolutely annihilated a guy. It was, if you can go find that clip on X.
He kills
the dude. I saw it. Bretton Strange for Colson Loveland.
Oh, dude, I don't care. I'm taking the Idaho boy. Sorry, we're taking the 208 guy. I don't care what you say.
I am too. Chance?
All right.
Yeah, I'm Loveland here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Same. All right, that's all.
All right, let's get into the week 2 waiver wire. We're going to talk about players. We each have 3 that we want to talk about, and that's that can help fill your roster here? Let's jump in. There were a lot of positions that we drafted, right? We're like, okay, let's see. And maybe one of those guys was blue, right? Who guy was a healthy scratch for Dallas. So you're like, okay, do I keep him? Do I not? Maybe I need a receiver or something. So those are types of players like, you know what? I like the upside with these week 2 players. This is what we're talking about. Be careful. Don't chase fads. Don't chase players that like just got hot for a week. So that's kind of what we're going to talk a little bit about. But Chance, let me start with you. Who is your first player that you are trying to get off the waiver wire?
So it's kind of tough because I think that when I'm picking off of waiver wire in week 1, I want to see guys that I think are definitely going to have not just an impact in a game, but in a system. And for me, it's Juwan Johnson. It's tight end Juwan Johnson, right? He's my number one guy. I know that there are some tight ends that really popped off, but if you look back at the way Kellen Moore has run offenses, he has always integrated tight ends pretty heavy in how he runs his offenses. And so Juwan Johnson signs a contract, okay? And yeah, you have Chris Olave and you have Rashid Shaheed, but you don't have, in my opinion, quarterbacks that are maybe set to get the ball to their wide receivers as readily as those quarterbacks are going to need the safety valve that is a tight end, right? And I saw Juwan Johnson played 96% of snaps, right? He played so much. And I just think that I'm going to trust Kellen Moore to get the ball to a tight end because he's done it. I'm going to trust Juwan Johnson to be an athletic receiving tight end because he's been that. And I also am going to have to just trust that Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck, if he gets out there, is going to need to check down or get the ball to a very quarterback-friendly tight end. So I think Juwan Johnson could be an absolute stud long-term this season. If you lost Kittle, if you had Ingram that you drafted, if you have a guy at tight end, I would even scoop him up so that your fellow league mates can't get him. You know, I think it's a safety move at that point. Tight end's a depreciating value.
Justin, who's your first guy? Oh, go ahead, Chance.
I was just going to say, he's 6% rostered. So, I mean, he is definitely available.
Justin, who is your number one?
Just to kind of go off a Chance, like, there's no, like, they're going to play from behind in every single game. Like, they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. So, that's another reason to pick him up. He's the number one tight end on the week as well. My guy, I'm going to talk about another tight end, get him out of the way. Harold Fannin. They're just playing 12 personnel, which probably my favorite. Freaking 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. Let's see if you can stop it. Him and Njoku, they played. Njoku had 84% of snaps. Harold Fannin had 72. Like, they're playing quite a bit together. I don't think Njoku's going to take away from that. Again, Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman played 88%. I think they're going to lean on those 2 guys. Harold Fannin is a freak. He had 9 targets for 7 receptions, had 1 drop as well. I think you can rely on him. He's just going to keep getting better and better and better as the year goes on. He's at 8%, so a little bit more rostered than Jawan Jennings, but I think both of those guys right now, I think Mark Andrews would be dropped in a lot of leagues for these 2. I'd almost rather have these 2 than him right now. It just feels like Andrews is so up and down. I think these guys should get about 5 catches a game and get you 50 yards, which is all you could ask for in a waiver wire tight end.
Yep, agreed. My first guy, he's probably rostered in more leagues than we think, but now that we saw the injury, I think you have to ensure you pick him up. It's Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown is the number one go-to, right, wide receiver for KC. It's a no-brainer. I don't think I have to talk much about it. Just make sure he's not on the waiver wire somewhere. So for at least another 5 weeks, he's the guy. So going back, let's work it back the other way, Justin, a little bit. Who is your second guy?
Okay, I'm not a homer. Okay, this is not a homer pick. Okay, just go with me here, guys. Does anybody know who Casey Washington is? I think Matt maybe does.
You put that in our chat in our pod chat, and I'm like, did he mean Parker Washington? Is there a Casey? Like, I thought you got fat fingers for a little guy, and I'm like, you definitely mistyped that.
I didn't. Casey Washington this is his second year with the Falcons.
Falcons guy, not a homer.
He played at Illinois. He was our 7th round pick a couple years ago, 2 years ago. Can you guys guess who had the most routes run, the most snap percentage on the Falcons this week?
Casey Washington?
Exactly. 95%. 95%. Wow. That's what we're looking for. Him and Penix got to work a lot on scout team. Again, we might not have Drake. We might not have Darnell Mooney. Casey Washington right now is playing the Mooney role. He had six targets for 3 receptions, 33 yards. Again, I think Penix trusts him a lot to play. Again, we might not get 2 of our best receivers starting. He is worth something. He is rostered in 0% of leagues. 0. So if you're in those big leagues, if you're in those big boy leagues, 12, 14, 18, like some of my leagues, I think he's worth an ad.
I just want to say, first of all, you're sick for being in an 18-team league. I think you're sick.
It's rough.
I love it.
It's rough.
I love it.
It's fun. It's rough.
I will tell you my number 2, and then we're going to get the chance to your number 2, and we'll kind of punch here a little bit. But a guy a team we were trying to figure out who's going to be the number 2 wide receiver, and that was in Pittsburgh, right? We had a couple running backs there. You had DK Metcalf, and Calvin Austin comes on and plays, I believe, 80% of the snap, or play 80% of the snaps. Ends up with 6 targets, 4 catches, and a touchdown. He's clearly going to be the number 2. So I think he's worth a grab. I was a little surprised how much they threw the ball in that game, right? I was like, okay, Aaron Rodgers did not look as bad as I thought, and I will be the first one to admit it.
Hey,
I was told him to retire, and he looked good.
I was here for it, man. I was here for the Aaron Rodgers comeback tour, and it looked good. Come join me.
So
never.
Pretty crazy. So we'll see how it goes.
Never.
Chance, you have a second one here, I think.
I do. I just want to talk about him because I feel like when you look across the board at how, you're going to look at a lot of these waiver stuff. You're going to get a lot of waiver information online. Then Quentin Johnson's going to come up, right? Quentin Johnson's going to come up as a waiver ad. And I feel like on a lot of my leagues, I put in bids for Quentin Johnson. I think that there was a lot of hype about Ladd. There's a lot of hype about Trey Harris. But between him and Keenan Allen, like it looks like one of those 2 guys could absolutely be incredibly relevant on that team. And I just don't know what to believe. I wanted to bring him up because I know everyone wants to know if they should add him. And I don't know if he's a guy that we're going to get to a little later. I don't know. But I just think that Quentin Johnson's worth an ad. He's 14% rostered. And it just looks like he learned how to catch the ball. And he had a really high draft capital. I think that he is that weapon that the Chargers have been missing. And it's going to be a roller coaster. But I will take those weeks where he looks that good. And I will put him on my team.
I was a little bit surprised how much they threw the ball.
Yeah.
They threw the ball way more than I thought.
It felt like watching that broadcast. It got so annoying because the announcers were like, he's throwing again. He's Herbert throwing again. Like they were so shocked that he dropped back to throw that much. And I was like, yeah, dude.
He's an alien. Herbert's an alien.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Was it 300 and I'm trying to remember stats? 318 yards and 3 TDs or something like that. Just throwing it all over. That's not what we expected out of that offense, but kudos to him. We love it. Love it. Justin, going back to you for your 3rd and final.
Ah, gosh. I want this guy to be good just because I want to spite Chance, but he's probably not going to be good. But he looked good. I mean, we'll take it. Trey Benson.
I already have him.
I hope he's good too. You say that like you want to spite me. I don't know what that's about.
It's just about the draft. That's all.
You can want him to be good all you want and still know that you should have picked Brock Bowers over him. That's not despite me, man.
It's very true. It's very true. You just bring it up a lot. Anyways, 8 attempts, 69 yards, 8.6 yards a carry. Again, he's rostered in quite a few leagues. He's at 54%. Again, I hope it is a little bit of split backfield. Man, Seattle and Arizona feel real similar with their backfields. Kenneth Walker scares the crap out of me. Like, he did not play. Like, Charbonnet was like the goal line back. Like, every time Kenneth Walker got like 2 yards, it was like, all right, Charbonnet, put it back in. I hope that's the way they go with Trey Benson. Trey Benson's got a little bit more juice. Again, James Conner is an old man, walks around with a cane, usually gets hurt every year, misses 3 to 4 games. So maybe they'll let him go, get in there. He had 1 reception for 6 yards, so he is a threat in the receiving games. He's not victim weight. He's a big dude. So I think he's a guy worth looking out for that could take over a lead role.
Yeah, agreed. A guy that I'm looking at, and he just signed his contract. It wasn't picked up a lot, but I think it's wise, especially if you have Samson, is you need to pick up Judkins. He's talented. He's not going to take over that backfield right away, but I do think they will get him involved. They're just getting things ironed out, especially if you need running back help. Go out there and see if you can get him. I don't think it's going to cost a lot to get him either, but he is definitely on my radar. I was able to get him yesterday for absolutely nothing. So
wow, nice.
That's crazy.
Chance, who is your third and final?
Hey, I got one more guy, and I just got to plug him because I said I was going to plug him last week. Tank Bigsby news happened, and it's important. This is like, okay, Justin, you're gonna roll your eyes, and you brought up Casey Washington.
Yeah,
okay?
let's go.
You brought up Casey Washington. I'm just gonna tell you guys, because I felt like there were not a ton of running backs worth really spending a waiver pick on, right? Like I don't think there's a lot of guys. I think there's more running backs that you can drop for receivers or tight ends than there are running backs to pick up. But if you're a sicko and you have to pick up a running back because you feel like it, right? There's good ones out there, like DJ Giddens is worth picking up, But I'm gonna plug LaQuint Allen. He is the RB4, or was the RB4 for Jacksonville, right? But I feel like the Bashaw Tootin hype all summer long has been really fantasy football and Twitter fabricated. I don't feel like I've gotten a lot from the team, from beat reporters, from coaches about how much they love. They're not like, oh my gosh, we love Bashaw. Oh my gosh, Tootin's the man. Like the only thing that we've ever gotten is, hey, we spent a higher pick on him than our 7th round guy, right? That's it. He struggled with fumbles. And with Tank Bigsby out of the way, LaQuint Allen had 14% of the snaps, so not a ton. He played 9 snaps, but that's 5 more than the 4 that Bashaw Tootin played, right? He's out there in pass pro. He gets a ton of hype from Lee and Cohen about being a running back that does the right thing. And again, ETN is the guy. It's obvious he's the guy. But if you're talking about picking up an insurance running back or a guy that might be there, and Tootin is, to me, he's too rostered to bring up on a waiver show. But if you're a sicko and you need to pick him up, I think LaQuint Allen is totally worth a pickup and could be a guy that we talk about later in the year. Okay, that's my equivalent to Casey Washington.
That is good. That is a good deep insight for sure for those listening, because you just never know. You are truly looking in fantasy football. You're looking for that diamond in the rough.
You just
never
never know.
In and out. Yeah,
trying to find a Kyron.
Yep. So, a guy that we talked about briefly, but we didn't elaborate here. But is Isaac Tesla. Do we pick him up? Do we not pick him up? Now, just real briefly here, he was in 10% of their offensive snaps, which was 3. And one of those was for a circus touchdown catch, which phenomenal catch. It was ridiculous catch.
Unbelievable.
I'm just saying that he's behind Jamo, Amara St. Brown, and Laporta, who all played 100% of the snaps. Don't go crazy wild here, right? Especially in redraft. Don't hold your horses. we are all cheering for him and want him to do well. He's such a freak, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure don't roster him yet. It's somebody's going to. He's going to sit there and like, oh, he's not doing anything. But just hold your horses. You guys agree or disagree?
Justin, go ahead.
He's trying to get Tesla. Redraft, no. Yeah, it's tough. There's just too many mouths to feed that offense. And the way their offense looked, it was. I get the Packers; they're good, but their offense was rough to watch. So, again, I think someone brought up a stat of Jared Goff, his record without Sean McVay or Ben Johnson. It is. Yeah. Maybe Chance knows it. It's not good.
I'm ready for this. I'm so ready. I'm a huge Tesla fan. Okay. He was awesome in Arkansas. I watched his tape. He's great. He was a guy that I was targeting on waivers after our rookie draft in May. He was on my short list of buried guys with Krosky Merritt and LaQuint Allen and all these guys. And I missed out on him. And Lineberry's over here he wants him so bad. I want him to be good, but I just don't see a path for him where he's at to be that when you're the fourth option on a Lions team where without the coordinators named Sean McVay and Ben Johnson, Jared Goff is 0-19-1. That's his record when he has not had Sean McVay or Ben Johnson as his OC. So
is that bad?
I saw all these memes after that game of Dan Campbell in the Applebee's commercials. And it's this is what Dan Campbell looks like when he doesn't have Ben Johnson as his OC. Looks like he was going to work at Applebee's. And I don't know. Tesla's going to have great splash plays, but
not yet.
I'm not buying it yet. I'm just not buying it. Yeah. And I want to buy it, man. I got money saved, but I can't. To go
off Chance's point, there are going to be owners, especially in Dynasty, that are panicking about the Lions. I would not panic about their two best players, which is St. Brown and Gibbs. If you could go get them for cheap, go get them right now. If they're going to sell off Gibbs for, I don't know, some crazy Javonte Williams, do it. Travis Etienne, do it. I don't know if that's going to happen, but people overreact week one. It always happens. Go take advantage of them. If someone wants to trade Quentin Johnston, who's the wide receiver 3 right now, for St. Brown, send it. So just be aware of those things.
That is a great segue. Bonus, go get the Packers defense. They look phenomenal if they're available. They're not even a streaming option. You can plug and play. Getting into our next segment, and we got a little time here. I'm going to throw some guys at these two, and I want to know if we should be patient on them or do we have a problem, right? And I'm gonna queue up something here eventually. I just didn't have time to do it today, so we can get a segue into that. But this one's kind of easy for me, but I do want to talk about Russell Wilson, who was supposed to be able to feed neighbors. He was atrocious, right? Completing 17 passes on 37 attempts. Is this a problem, or should you just be patient with him back there with the Giants? I'm going to start with Justin.
Hey, Russell Wilson sucks. That's just me being blatant. I've been a Jackson Dart guy since he came out. I get let's give him some time to adjust. Even start Jameis. If we're gonna just be worried about fantasy football, just start Jameis and let Jameis throw 30 interceptions, 30 touchdowns. Let's just send it. I think Russell Wilson is so washed. He's been in the spin cycle 18 times. He's that washed. He just needs to go do Subway commercials and get the heck out of the NFL. That's where I'm at. You could start either of those quarterbacks. You could start DeVito. Even I don't know if they cut him or not, or if he's a practice squad guy.
I don't think he's on the team.
Okay. Send Kirk Cousins there, please. Send anybody there to let him play. I don't like Russell Wilson.
Chance rebuttal.
I can't rebuttal that. None of you guys have had Russell Wilson on your team and had to watch him play games. I did as a Broncos fan. Okay, I think he's bad, but I think the patience part of this is be patient about neighbors. The best thing for you in fantasy is that they are starting Russell Wilson again next week. Next week, Malik Neighbors is also going to poo-poo the bed. I don't see a world where Malik Neighbors blows up with Russell Wilson. And after 2 weeks of bad performance, his price will drop, and he will be a guy that you think people panic after week 1. If they go 2-0 or 0-2 with a Malik Neighbors, a first-round guy who's not producing points, there will be panic in the streets, and that's when you go get him. You got to have patience for a talent like Malik Neighbors.
Their schedule is rough. They have a rough schedule.
Yeah, it is.
I'm glad you brought up the chance. That's why I brought up Russell Wilson, because it is a direct tie to Neighbors. And it's like, do I be patient with that? I think, yes, nobody has Russell Wilson on their team. I think everybody's waiting for Dart, but it's so tied to Neighbors. Like, should I be panicking? Is this a problem? Do I get rid of Neighbors? And I agree. I think just hold right now. Be patient. The worst thing that could happen for really the Giants is they start a really, really bad start and it just snowballs. And remember, Neighbors has been kind of hurt already, and then they just shut him down, right? That's what we do not want to happen, if at all possible. But I think they'll get Neighbors, or not Neighbors, but they'll get Wilson or Dart some looks before too long. So, all right, my next guy. We've already alluded to this a little bit, but Jared Goff, is he a problem? Is this a problem, or is this? We just need to be patient with this offense. Chance, I'm going to start it off with you.
Man, I like Jared Goff a lot. I like the Lions a lot. Like, they're a team that I'm like, dude, I can totally root for those guys. But I feel like I have been pretty consistent, even for the month leading up to football. When I was too busy to be on the podcast, I had this conversation with Justin. I think that the Lions are going to take a step back. And for me, Jared Goff is one of the best system quarterbacks. And when that system fails, I think you're going to see a dip. Jared Goff panic or problem, whatever. I forget our words. It's
problem, panic, either way.
I panic.
Yes, brand new.
He's a problem. I think he's going to be a problem.
Justin, anything to add to that?
Yeah, he feels Derek Carr-ish. Like, where Derek Carr just had that, Derek Carr had that really good game, and then just disappeared off the face of the earth. Jared Goff, you guys have to understand, is he has to throw for 30 touchdowns to be relevant. Like, that's the end all be all. Like, he threw the ball almost 40 times and only threw for 225. That's not good. That's not a good percentage. That's not what you're looking for. Whether it's completion percentage or yardage. Like, it wasn't good. I get he played Green Bay. But listen, Chicago's got a good defense. Baltimore's got a good defense. Cleveland's got a good defense. That's the next 3 games that he's got to go against. Then he gets Cincy, who we all know about Cincy. But this NFC North is going to be rough. For all quarterbacks involved, it's going to be very tough. I'm out on him. I don't have any Jared Goff shares, thank goodness. But yeah, I would not have him.
All right, let's slide over to the running back. These are a couple well-known running backs. One we already mentioned, and we're going to just kick off with that right now. But Kenneth Walker.
Oh, gosh.
Justin, I'm going to start with you. Right? We saw, wow, Charbonnet take that over. But give us your thoughts. Is he a problem, or just need to be patient with this offense?
Oh, man. Walker, I think I said this a couple of times. Walker and Brees felt really similar going into the season, and now they feel completely different. Like, absolutely. Ken Walker, snap percentage, it was 40 to 58. Like, it's 9 plays, it's 30 to 21 Charbonnet, but it felt like every single meaningful down, whether that was goal line, whether that was red zone, they just put Charbonnet in, and it felt like Charbonnet had such a long leash. I was on red zone, so I was all over the place, watching games over and over again. But he just doesn't look the same. I don't know what it is, because he was really good coming out of college. His first year, he was good. I mean, 10 attempts, 20 yards. I think he had the worst EPA, expected rush I can't remember the metrics, but he was like in the negatives. It was not good. And I thought the Seahawks O-line was much improved. He's not a pass catcher like Charbonnet is. I think Chance traded him last week or 2 weeks ago. I think that was the right time to get out. As much as value as he had, I think the value right now is not going to be that high. So I'm pretty stressed out if I have Ken Walker. So
Chance, agree, disagree?
I still believe in Ken Walker's talent. I think Ken Walker he's a big play waiting to happen. I really have no idea what that looks like in Seattle. I think your best bet is to hope he gets moved to the Texans, or somebody that needs a running back. But again, you can't bank on that. I was a big Ken Walker believer coming out of Michigan State. I was a big Zach Charbonnet believer coming out of UCLA. And Zach Charbonnet's, he's been the better back. And I just think that that's evident in not only the eye test, but in how coaches talk about Charbonnet versus how coaches talk about Ken Walker. And so I don't know. There's so few running backs who can run like Ken Walker can when he's good that I'm a little more likely to be patient with him. Just for parity on our podcast, I'm looking to be a little more patient with Ken Walker.
And that's fair. I think one of the things you guys have to remember, we talked about quite a bit about this Seattle offense. And we told you if you took Walker and Charbonnet's combined running back stats from last year, he'd been like a top 10. So hopefully, and I did this in a couple leagues. If I got Walker, I was able to get Charbonnet super late. So now I have that complete backfield. And right now it's just hot hand of Charbonnet. I don't think Ken Walker is necessarily bad and washed. I think I want him traded, but I'm rolling with Charbonnet right now. It just seems to be the hot hand with this team. So next guy, this one I was a little bit surprised on, but he was a late third round pick. Just didn't show up in their first game. But I want to talk about Isaac Pacheco. Really just did not do well. Chance, give me your thoughts on is this a problem or just be patient with this offense?
I think it's a problem. I thought it was hilarious that the Chiefs came out and snap number 1 was Isaiah Pacheco. Snap number 2 was their rookie, Rashad Smith. Snap number 3 was Kareem Hunt. And I don't think that the Chiefs know what their rushing identity is, because the warts of a 7th round running back feel like they're starting to show out of Pacheco. And I don't know, I'm nervous about him. I know he was drafted really high, but he's still coming off of an injury. I don't think he's 100% yet. And I don't know what the transition is in Kansas City of what they want their offense to be. I think they wanted it to be kind of high flying like it used to be. And then you lose Rice and Xavier Worthy. And Travis Kelce's old. And so I feel like they're going to have to lean on the run a little bit. But I don't know if I trust him to. He just runs so violent. I feel like he's running out. His tread's gone.
Okay. Justin?
I'm probably not worried. His rushing attempts, again, it was 5 for 25, which is 5 yards to carry, which he'll take. He had 3 targets for 2 receptions. I think Chance is hitting on something that I'd probably look at in a positive way. They should run the ball more. They are out 2 of their highly invested wide receivers. He didn't run the ball poorly. Again, they just got to figure out what they want to do with the running backs. I don't think Kareem Hunt should be getting carries. Rashad Smith is a good change of pace guy, but again, they did want to go high flying. They had injuries, so they should maybe just go back. Hey, we're gonna play a really strong run game, and we're gonna play really good defense behind it. Hopefully, that's the decision they do make. I'm not super worried about it though. They do have Philadelphia next, which is tough, but then they get the Giants. So schedule-wise, I don't know if it'll clear up next week, but hopefully they make that scheme change. Like, hey, we're just gonna run the ball since we lost 2 of our guys.
All right, let's move on to wide receivers here. I think this is a no-brainer, but this is a good educational moment for some of our viewers that maybe are new to fantasy football, just following along here. But Jamar Chase, 2 catches, 26 yards. Are we worried about this? Is this a problem, or you just need to be patient? Chance?
It's only a problem in that I lost a matchup because my 101 pick pooped the bed, but it's not a problem by any means. The Browns have a good defense, and the Bengals have a bad O-line, and Burrow got beat up in that game. He got beat up bad. And I think that there's no need to panic whatsoever. Jamar Chase is still an absolute stud, and he has every ability to go off and be the wide receiver 1 for the next 5 weeks in a row. So I do not panic about your studs. Studs are studs.
Justin?
Yeah, I'm not worried. He's Jamar Chase. He's the best receiver in football. Like, they'll figure it out. Their offensive line is terrible, but they'll figure it out. I'm not stressed at all. I remember when Jamar Chase was coming out, he had like all these drops in the preseason. Like, he sucks. He's not gonna be good.
There are lines on the ball. It's a professional football. He can only catch college balls.
And like his first touchdown was like a 50-yard touchdown where he broke like 3 tackles. I was like, yeah, he sucks for sure. Yeah, he's fine.
All right, this next one's kind of a combo here, but I do want to talk about it. Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, who did combined for not very many yards. I think AJ Brown had 1 reception for 8 yards, completely disappeared. So again, Jalen Hurts just 23 total passes. Justin, are we worried about this passing attack for Philly? Give us your thoughts.
Like, I don't know why people are surprised. Like, this is their offense. Like, they don't throw the ball a lot. Like, they're gonna rely on Saquon. They just traded for Tanks Bigsby. Like, Jalen Hurts doesn't throw the ball a lot. If he throws more than 30 times, I'm kind of surprised. They have a really good defense. They have a really good team. They're not going to be playing from behind a lot. Like, it is what it is. And guess what? AJ Brown's getting old. Like, it is what it is. It felt like he wanted to get traded this offseason to the Patriots. He was posted on this Patriots stuff. So, like, I think he's going to be up and down. He's going to be a little erratic. Does he finish as a top 15 wide receiver? Probably, just because he's a touchdown merchant. But I'm not panicked. It'll work out. He's going to have boom and bust games. So,
Chance?
Yeah, I'm also not worried. I think I saw enough out of Jalen Hurts at the end of last year and how he used Devonta Smith and AJ Brown. And I think Sirianni is going to want to do that as well. I mean, if I was the Eagles and I was playing my arch nemesis, the Dallas Cowboys, and I could just run down their throat to prove a point that I can run down your throat, I'll do it. But I think they're going to have games. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit more of a shootout this next week against the Chiefs, and all of a sudden we're not having this conversation about AJ Brown or Devonta Smith. I am not worried.
And finally, and we alluded to him already, so Chance, I'm going to kick it over to you right away. But Evan Ingram, really, a lot of it was kind of a calf injury that kind of let him out. Is this a problem, or just be patient with him? He was supposed to be the joker role in this offense. Give us your thoughts.
I think it's patience. I think that I fully expected them to take some time to knock the rust off of the preseason. I mean, like, all of the hype coming in, they're still a team that's continuing to implement a very, very complex Sean Payton offense. Like, they're switching over to wide zone, so they're doing things a little different. And Nix is going to take some time to, I don't know, settle. I just think he's going to need to settle back in. As awesome as he looked at the end of last season, I watched a lot of his film from Oregon and Auburn, and he just gets a little erratic. And I think that Evan Ingram is a guy that Sean Payton wants to have involved, and he wants him to be what he's going to be, which is part of that joker role or whatever. So once the calf injury heals up, I think patience. I wouldn't drop him, but I know a lot of people probably will. If he's dropped and if he's available in your league, I'd snatch him.
Justin?
I think people just need to understand something, and Chance alluded to this. I feel like I've been saying this for the last 4 months. Like, This is not an indictment on any skilled players on Denver. They're just not going to get a lot of chances. Like, there's just, like, whether that's a Bo Nix game, whether it's an Evan Ingram game, whether it's an RJ Harvey game, whether it's a Sutton game, like, this defense is ridiculous. Like, you guys have to understand how good this defense is. And they are missing one of the best players this week in Greenlaw. Kufunga is just blowing people up. They got Benito, who just signed a contract. They have the best defensive player in football. Like they need to...
6 sacks. 6 different players got sacks. That's crazy.
I don't think they don't have to score a bunch of points. Like, it's just going to be maybe ground and pound, maybe score 10 points. Like, that is not a recipe for success. And that's not an indictment on the talent of this offense. I think Bo Nix did look a little rusty, but he doesn't have to play a perfect game. And that's the great thing about being in this team. He doesn't have to play to carry this team like a Josh Allen did Sunday night, or maybe like a little bit of Lamar. Like, they don't have to score 42 points. They never will. They just have so many guys on defense. PS2 is the biggest game changer in football right now. It just shuts down half of the field. I think you just need to temper your expectations. Like, would I want to start Evan Ingram every week? Probably not. I wouldn't want to start Cortland Sutton every week. Bo Nix. It's very much matchup based for me as a person. So they got Indianapolis this week. They should have a good game.
Well, that's another great segue, because I wanted to talk about Miami and the Colts here a little bit.
Oh gosh,
Miami's offense was atrocious, right? And that's probably, to me, a problem. I think we all agree on that entire offense. Tua, 114 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. Achane had 7 carries for 55 yards. He did have a catch or 3 catches for 20 yards and made up with a touchdown. That was pretty much it for their offense. There was nothing going on. That whole offense is a problem. I do think Ewers might get a chance over there. We'll see.
Zach Wilson, baby.
No, Zach Wilson. I don't think so. But my question to both of you is, are the Colts that much improved, or is Miami that bad? For those that didn't watch the game, 33-8. Chance, what are your thoughts?
I don't want to say the Colts are that much improved, because Broncos play them next week, and I don't want to be worried about that game. But I just have felt like the vibes in Miami have been bad all offseason. And I just think there's a chance that they were a flash in the pan and now they're fizzled out. I don't know what's even going to be fantasy relevant on that team moving forward. It seems so muddled right now. So I don't think it's necessarily the Colts have had a good defense. They've got a really good coach. They have great skill players, and surprise, they had a competent quarterback who could, and I'm saying that about Daniel Jones, I understand, but they had a quarterback who could move the ball and looked decent. And maybe Anthony Richardson's really just that bad at football. You know, maybe they just had a good team and Anthony Richardson sucks. But I think it's more that the Dolphins are bad, because the Dolphins just they don't have a good defense either. Their defense is bad.
That's fair. Justin, anything to add?
Okay, to go almost total opposite of what Denver is, I don't think anybody can name a starter in the Dolphins secondary. They replaced their whole secondary this year. That's why Daniel Jones probably looked halfway decent. Mika Fitzpatrick is an absolute shell of himself. They have a guy that's starting at quarter named Storm Duck.
Yeah, Storm Duck, baby.
Yeah. Jordan Brooks got cut by the Seahawks. Jalen Phillips is good. He always freaking blows out his Achilles. They just lost one of their starting alignment. Jack Jones got cut by the Patriots and the Raiders. Yeah, and they have Ashton Davis, who was basically a special teams guy for the Jets for a long time. This secondary is awful. This defense is awful. Like, they might get garbage time, if anything, but Tua looks like he can't throw a ball, and they keep losing offensive linemen left and right. This team really has a chance to have the number 1 overall pick. It might be them or the Saints. That's what it looks like.
Wow.
Like, they're going to be bad. Like, bad. I would not be surprised. I think I said this 4 months ago. I totally believe Mike McDaniels will be the first coach fired this year. But he'll be an OC somewhere, maybe the Detroit Lions, which I would like.
I will. The only thing I'll add is, come on, Daniel Jones had 3 touchdowns, 1 throwing, 2 rushing. No, Miami's terrible. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'll leave it at that. Miami is in a bad way with they're in trouble. So
that's a good reminder. If you're looking to stream a quarterback for next week, and Daniel Jones looked really good, know that he's playing the Broncos, and that's not a smart stream.
And I have seen that chance. That is a very good point. I have seen people say, get Daniel Jones. He looks really good. And I'm like, you're crazy. No way am I touching that. So
get Drake May, baby.
Yeah. Get stream Drake May against Miami. There it is.
Yeah, 100%. So, we're coming up on the hour. If anybody has any questions, man, throw them in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Just want to answer your questions. We just want you to win your league. It's nothing. Having bragging rights in a fantasy football league is so much fun. But if there's nothing, we'll get signed out. We'll give it a minute or two while we're kind of going around table for thoughts here. But go ahead, Chance.
I want to, because bragging rights are important. I did lose to a fellow podcaster on this podcast this weekend, and he didn't even know.
I thought I lost.
0.18 of a point.
I thought I lost that game.
And I said, you beat me this. And he goes, I did? Oh, I beat you?
It's very true.
That's how bad I was beating him. He didn't even care to look if he was going to even come back. Freaking Caleb, I thought he'd going to celebrate that his quarterback was the one that beat me in fantasy. And he didn't even know what happened. The disrespect.
That is, I'm glad you kind of talk about Caleb, though. So, again, Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, Chance, thoughts on Caleb. What are your thoughts? What'd you see? And then Justin will ask you the same question.
We kind of talked about this before we kicked off the podcast. To me, Caleb Johnson looked more like USC #1 overall pick Caleb Johnson last night than I thought he did all of last year. And there was a good stretch last year where, based on the number of quarterbacks taken in the first round pick in last year's draft, one of them has to be a bust. One of them is probably going to drop out of the league in a couple years. Based on last year, I thought it was going to be the #1 overall pick, Caleb Williams. But he looked at least for 3 quarters like a decent quarterback. He fell apart kind of towards the end, but man, I don't know. I thought he looked good.
Justin?
Yeah, this quarterback group is going to be fun to watch for the next couple of years. I don't know how you rank them. I don't know who played the best. But, they're just going to be fun to watch. I'm glad, I know Matt's kind of down right now, but, I was pretty impressed the way Caleb played, especially the first half. It did feel like they let off the gas a little bit there, but, his escapability, he reminded me a lot of Baker. But, maybe not the arm strength, but, him getting out of the pocket, extending plays. It just didn't feel like cutthroat. Hey, we're gonna stomp on them, and they let the Vikings back into it. When I was watching JJ play McCarthy, I was like, I don't know if he's got it. That pick 6 that he threw, I was just I don't know if he's it. So again, I'm super excited to watch all these young guys play. They're just fun to watch. So 6 good.
I agree with you. I mean, he does look improved. I just thought maybe I should see a little bit more improvement. Maybe I'm just a little bit impatient.
He completed his first 11 passes, Matt.
I know he did. They're all checkdowns. I could do that.
Not a lot of base quarterbacks have done that.
I like the irony that Caleb Williams didn't play super great last year, and you were ready for him to turn it up. And Bo Nix had a really good rookie season, and I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know. I hope,
Yeah, I get it. No, there's some good things to be seen in Chicago. Missing a couple defensive players, and some guys stepped up. They only played about 2.5 quarters. They got to get all 4 quarters played together. They would have won that game. But lessons learned. Like I always say, coaching, we win and learn. We never lose. So
yeah, Ben Johnson needs to figure out some clock management. How do you not kick that ball out of bounds?
Yeah, agreed. Again, if you guys have questions or want answered, man, throw them in the chat. We're happy to do that before we wrap up and get out of here. But it's always fun to come here. Next week, we'll be live again next week on Tuesday. Same type of setup, more to talk about, more news, more waiver wire pickups. Man, join us. Let us know how you're doing in your league. Are you 2-0? Are you 0-2? Are you 1-1? Do you feel like you need to make some adjustments? Or are you just crushing the league like we are, right? That's because that's what we do. So, man, please join us and ask questions away. We're here to help you. We want you to have those bragging rights. Justin, what was your number one takeaway for this first week? What really hit you? I'm calling you out on the spot here. What was like, ooh, that was good.
Man, that Ravens-Bills game was so good. It was just so fun to watch. Just like, in my opinion, I get Patrick Mahomes has won all this stuff. Like, the two best quarterbacks in football just go crazy. Like, I had Josh Allen in one of my leagues, and I was down like 30 points going into that night. I was like, I'm going to win. I know I'm going to win. I don't know how it's going to happen, but like Josh Allen's going to go off for me. He did. He scored like 41 points. But like that Ravens game, I'm just like watching it in bed, and Amber, my wife, is like, what's going on? I'm like, nothing. Like, it's just so fun to watch like good football again. Like, I'm so much of an NFL guy. Like, every game is close. Like, everybody thought like the Broncos-Titans game was just going to be a blowout, and like it was close. Like, it was a competitive game. Like, there's all these one-score games. Like, I just love the NFL. I love watching it. But that game, besides the Falcons game, which I did like watching and everything, but like that Bills-Ravens game was nuts. I'm sure KC and Philadelphia will be nuts too. So,
Chance?
Man, I saw the meme going around when you look at like players and leaders for week one, fantasy point leaders and games that they were played. And it's like, we don't know diddly squat about anything, like we have all these ideas going into week one about what teams are going to be good and what teams are going to be bad, and who's going to score and who's not. And we're just a bunch of real goobers who are sick in the head about football, making projections that 90% of the time won't come to fruition, but I'm also so glad that we get to have fun doing it. It was so much fun to be on the edge of our seats for a Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers game. Like, that is so crazy to me, and like, even those games, we don't know anything about anything. That's what I take away from this. No, we don't know.
My favorite part, and as this is more specific to fantasy, but Bill stepped up. You have to understand, he was only in 33% of offensive plays. He finished with 82 yards and a touchdown. And of course I started him. And I started to panic because he had zero.
You started him?
And I was like, no. Oh yeah. I was ready for him. And I put him in my flex. I thought it was a great spot for him. Like over a couple other people, which I'm glad I did. But I was like panicked, and gosh dang it all, he came through on 33%. Home run for me, helped me win this week, so I was pretty excited.
I love that for you.
All right, gentlemen, we are 103. We've been an hour into this.
Hey, real quick.
Go ahead, Justin.
You guys all got to talk about your quarterback. Let's hear your opinion on that man, number 9, Michael Penix.
Let's hear your opinion. What do you mean hear our opinion?
I think the biggest surprise from Penix was him running, like him moving, navigating the pocket, like his touchdown run. I was like, I don't know how he scored. And if you get a chance on X to watch his last throw to Kadarius Hodge, like it should have been a touchdown, but Hodge gave up on the play. Like he roped that sucker in to Hodge, and Hodge just stopped it. It hit his feet. He didn't realize it. And then the play before that, he's throwing I think it was a wheel to Casey Washington. And Antonio Winfield, I think the second best safety in the NFL, behind my guy, Jesse Bates, just made an absolute great play, knocked it out of his hands. But Penix, just his throw power, I'm like, dude, this kid's a freak. Like, he just ropes the ball everywhere.
Yeah, I was surprised they let him throw 42 times. I was like, that was impressive. So, got a question here. Godspeed. Should I grab Quentin Johnson or Tillman? Who wants to take this one?
I'll be honest with you. I would go season long Quentin Johnson. I would go Quentin Johnson in this one. because I trust that the Chargers are going to be competitive with the same consistent quarterback all season long. If the Browns, which the Browns should have beat the Bengals. Okay, that's something we haven't talked about. The Browns should have beat the Bengals, and Joe Flacco looked really good. His 2 interceptions were off of super weird deflections by both Tillman and Jerry Jeudy. The Browns are going to brown, and there is every possibility that you're going to have a rookie quarterback starting. Who knows what that does to Tillman's value or Judy's value? But I know that John Harbaugh wants to get Herbert to the Hall of Fame, and I just trust him to get it to Quentin Johnson more than I trust whatever hodgepodge of Browns quarterbacks to get it to Tillman.
Justin?
Yeah, that's fair. I think changed my mind on that a little bit. I was gonna go Tillman, but if they keep switching quarterbacks, that's gonna kill its value. So QJ, he's gonna probably have those bigger spike games. Tillman might be more consistent, but if you're picking up waivers and Vlad gets hurt, maybe QJ is that guy. Maybe he figured out how to catch in the offseason. Who knows?
I'm gonna be the odd one out. I'm gonna go Tillman. I just like Tillman as a wide receiver a little bit better than Quentin Johnson, who had one good game. Tillman's done some good things in the past. Now I think it's going to be game script. Godspeed. I'd see who else is out there. Who else do you have out there? Both of those to me are kind of rough if there's somebody good out there. But if I have to choose, I think I'm going Tillman. Let somebody else grab Quentin Johnson. But I could be wrong. Good question. That's a great question. Great question. I hope that answers your question. Two against one. So, let's chill for just a second longer. See if we get another question.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, Booty.
Yeah, I know.
He's from wide receiver U, man. He was an LSU wide receiver who started over Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. Like, he was supposed to be that guy. And then he fell because of some weird offseason stuff and off the field stuff. And he looks good, man. He looked pretty not bad.
6 receptions for 103 years. He's your guy.
He to me, Booty, reminds me of George Pickens, where they both came out and they were athletic freaks. They were 5-star recruits. They were studs at their universities. And then they come out and have weird starts to their careers. And it's like people forgot that they were really good at football and had a really early breakout age. And now they're good. They're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
And who's Booty playing this week?
The Dolphins. Oh, let's go. Yes. Yeah. There it is.
I'm curious who you're dropping, Godspeed, if you're dropping somebody.
Drop Tank Bigsby.
Let's see if he. Yeah, definitely like Booty there. No pun intended.
Nice.
Stream Aaron Rodgers, Ty Law, Danny Dimes, or Gino. I have pretty iffy.
Dude, this is easy. This is so easy for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
If you say Aaron Rodgers,
is this a super flex, or is this just?
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Is this just one? I'm assuming this is one QB, or is this super flex? If it's one, go ahead, Chance. If it's a one QB league.
If it's one QB, Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, let me do.
Oh, he froze. All right, say it again.
It's one QB league. So let's go back to the question here. Go ahead, Chance.
I'm trying to. Is my mic working? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Aaron Rodgers. Hey, let me double check. What was his yardage? Did he throw for 490?
244. Chill out.
Hey, listen, it wasn't that bad, but the dude's
that's
still
his
a
age.
stud.
That's his age is 490.
That's his age. He looked good, and the only reason you don't want to admit it is because you're a hater.
I hate Aaron Rodgers, 100%. It's Trevor Lawrence. It's Trevor Lawrence.
Who is Trevor Lawrence playing this week?
Cincinnati, baby.
And Aaron Rodgers is playing who?
Seattle.
It's T-Law for me against that Cincinnati defense.
Yes, sir. 490, this guy.
Yeah, I know.
I just had to put it out.
So I'm just curious, why do you like A-Rod over T-Law this week?
Because I had eyes and watched football this weekend. I just think that Aaron Rodgers in that system looked really good and really comfortable. And I think that I'm more afraid of Trevor Lawrence taking some time to figure out this new offense. Like that to me, I'm a little worried. Liam Cohen, great. I think he's going to be a really good coach. But the Panthers are a bad team. And Trevor Lawrence could not get his poop in a group. Right? So, like, I don't know. I don't think the Bengals defense is worse than the Panthers defense.
I think T-Law, to go on along with Godspeed's point, like there was like 4 weather delays. Like they just kept stopping things. I think that had a lot to do with rhythm, big timing in, whether that was tempo, whether that was setting plays up. Like there was just a lot of breaks. Again, if you want to go with Mr. 490, like go ahead, do it. But...
Yeah, Godspeed, I think that's up to you. I think I'm rolling T-Law here this week, but if you went Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't hate it. And I would imagine Chance would say the same thing. Yeah, but
Godspeed, this is a great opportunity for you to check in with us next week and let us know.
And then I can flame you for starting Aaron Rodgers if you do it.
Hey, listen, Godspeed, if you start Aaron Rodgers next week, you're not going to get any hate. It'll all be me, man. I will take it for you because these guys are going to hate me for giving you that advice. You know, I'll bear it, man.
There you go. Awesome. All right, everybody. I think we're going to get out of here. It's been a wonderful evening, and gosh, man, we talked so much football again. We'll be back next Tuesday, same time, same format. Join us. Let us know how you're doing. Again, let us know if you're 2-0, 0-2, 1-1, whatever that looks like. And Chance and Justin and I will help you navigate this. So, final thoughts, Chance, before we get out of here.
Oh man, hey, I started cutting beans this week, so harvest is it's here. It's harvest, baby. Harvest football. I love it.
Ready to go.
Right on, Justin.
Just thought I'd give an update on the Guillotine League. Started it again this year. Probably one of my favorite leagues, my favorite formats. I was the highest scorer this week, which was nice. I was very happy. But on the chop list, we have who got released to waivers: Jaden Daniels and Ashton Genty.
Oof.
Ooh.
They're gonna go for a lot of money waiver wise. So it'll be interesting. But I lost George Kittle, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That's tough.
So we'll see what happens.
Fun stuff. That's the fun of fantasy football. Godspeed. I'm glad you're gonna be hanging with us next week. All right, everybody. Until next time, we will see you next time. We are out of here. Have a good night, everybody.